Hello, everybody. Welcome to Sold! Exclamation point. Tonight, this is very late at night, but tonight was a very big milestone for the Anderson household. Me and baby Kirby, I got her a Nintendo Switch for Christmas. Well, I got us a Nintendo Switch for Christmas. We had beaten Mario Party, so it's the very first game the baby beat with Dad's help. So it was very exciting. I've actually only beat one, two, maybe a half a dozen games because I get about 75% in and then I want to play another game. So I was kind of proud of myself because I've only beaten a handful of games myself. Okay, let's get into it. This is going to be sales from late Friday through Sunday. How do I want to do this? I think I'm going to do the apparel first. That way I'll have a place to put it. Alright, first up, got this Colts do-rag. These are really cool. I got a bunch of these. This is probably one of the first things I did a multi-listing for, or a variation listing for. They were 90s do-rags, and I had a bunch of baseball and a bunch of football teams. They sold really well. Now I'm at the point where I've sold 60% of them, so the sales just come once in a while. But my rankings are really high. I have like 30 Vikings, so that listing's gonna be up there for a while. What's nice about that though, okay, so I have 30 Vikings. What's cool about having that many and the unlikeliness that I'll sell all the Vikings is that now that listing's gonna stay there, stay nice and high in the ranking. And so if I get another big lot of football do-rags or bandanas, I can just load them in that listing, and I already have a listing that has a lot of views, a lot of watchers, and is higher in the rankings. So, nice side benefit to the variation listing. If you haven't noticed by now, I do like variation listing. This is really cool. This is a pretty new pullover. Yeah, it's just quarter zip. It's the College Cup, North Star College Cup. So looks like all the Minnesota teams. I'm not a hockey guy, but looks like it has the four best hockey teams in Minnesota. It has the patching on the back, real nice. But the thing is, it's pretty new. It's probably only in the last 5 years. So we got. Oh, by the way, Colts went for 10, and College Cup went for 35. We have this nice vintage CCM. Yeah, CCM. Sometimes they're starter, and sometimes they're starter CCM. But nice Avalanche jersey. This is a retail jersey, a licensed replica that they did in 90s, maybe early 2000s. Avalanche went for 26. The thing about the Avalanche, there are a ton of Avalanche jerseys out there. So they sell, but you can't price them up real high because there's so much competition for specifically that team. Other teams, do your research and figure out what it is. But so with the Avalanche jerseys, you want to be in them $5, $4, $6. You don't want to be onto them very much. So that sometimes it's nice to know out in the field what teams are super common. So then you can look right away. If it says $14, you can just pass it on. This was really cool. So I saw this and I just liked the logo. I did a quick search on my phone. It said something about high school, and I usually don't like alumni. But logo was great, and it was probably not super vintage, probably early 2000s. So not vintage yet, but getting there. Love the logo. I looked it up with a military school. So I threw it up and it sold pretty quick. That might even came in that thrift haul. I'm not sure, but I got it in the last few months. This is something that I get. So one of the categories I like to sell are either it's hard to explain because it's not a very big quantity, but it's usually very vintage, nature type of stuff, animals. I'm really, really picky with it. It has to be a particularly nice graphic. I prefer if it's old. This isn't that old. I just really like the graphic. Um, in the last 5 years, I probably picked less than half a dozen uh, uh, tourist shirts, which would be so. This would just be somebody who went to Phoenix and bought a shirt from one of the boutiques on Main Street in Phoenix. But what I really liked about it, has this real nice raised. It's raised on it. It's really nice condition. I really like the graphic, so I bought it. It was probably $1 or two. I just liked it. That went for 15, so it didn't go for a lot. But that's one of those things where you see something, if you really like it. I don't know if I'd wear it, but if you really like it, then somebody else will probably really like it. Switchfoot, not a band I'm familiar with. Cool Tee, just did my research, looked it up. 22, so that went pretty good. Ryder Cup Hazeltine. So this is a client's item and something that I would normally leave on the shelves because it's new and whatever. It's only a couple years old. But he's given me a number of these items. They sell very well. So that just goes to show you I never say, I never argue that I know everything. So, if I would see these on the racks now, I grab them. I mean, I've sold enough and had enough sell-through rate on them where I'm going, all right, they sell. Let's do it. It's Nike too, so that's cool. Velcro back, and Ryder Cup went for 22. Now they're not going to go for big dollars. It's still a relatively recent event, but it's not something I was on my radar. And so that's what's nice about having clients that send you stuff. Sometimes you get it and you go, oh, Lord, I gotta list this, and you list it and it sells and lucky. And then another one sells kind of like it and you go, oh, that was lucky. And then the third one sells and you're like, well, maybe I should keep my eye out for that one. That type of golf stuff, I'll keep an eye out for it. We got a sale for 3 of the Minnesota Wild Blaze Orange Pheasant Forever giveaways. One with the plain Wild logo, the logo with script, and the circle logo. These are in a multi-listing, a variation listing that we have. The sales have been pretty good on them. This would be 56 for the 3. Okay, so what do we want to do next? Alright, so I'm going next one up is going to be this really cool 1956 Spring Training Grapefruit Leagues scorebook, or scorecard. I had 6 of them from different games from a client. They've all sold. This is the very last one. I priced them a little different depending on who was in the game and how it was scored. Now, usually on a scorecard or a program, if it's scored, it lowers the value of the item. It just does. Somebody wrote in it, it's not mint anymore, it's not worth as much. I would take exception to something very old, especially if there's a Hall of Famer in it. So you got Ted Williams and they scored it and it showed that he hit a home run, even if it's spring training. That's pretty cool. If you're a Ted Williams collector, that's pretty neat because most people, well, the number of people that was going to spring training in 56 is pretty small. So the number of scorecards they sold was pretty small. The number of people who kept them was pretty small, So there's not a lot of these around. Now they don't sell for a ton because it's still spring training. But, look inside, and I think I had one that had Ernie Banks in there and a couple other Hall of Famers. That's why I think they sold. It was just a really neat collectible from a specific game. Had that Hall of Famer's name in the scorecard. They scored it. And they definitely look for that kind of stuff and put that in your listing. Put those keywords in there. So if Ernie Banks was in there, I wrote Ernie Banks. So if somebody was searching for Ernie Banks, it popped up. I was like, oh, that's neat, and it's not too expensive. Case in point, $19. So not a heavy amount of money. Now this one, I don't think there's a major player in it. Richie Ashburn's in it, so that's not bad. The Smoky Collection. 2 Blue Jays for $12. Simon Pond and Paul Quintrell, and that's that 96 Fleer. That's I do believe there's a number of people collecting this set, TTM or in-person autographs. And then I have a Braves lot of 4 that went for $23. Wes Helms. This is a nice one. Andres Galarraga. Big fan of this guy. Big cat. Jeff Francoeur. He was, for a while, he was looking like he was going to turn out to be a real big star. Didn't quite happen. Yanil Escobar. He won me I can't remember what year it was, but I don't know, I didn't win. I was probably second place. But I needed a shortstop. I don't know if he qualified at shortstop at the time. But, I mean, he was playing whatever position that was real dry. And he had that 1 year where he played pretty well. And I did real well because of him. That was 23. Then we had a 16 ticket lot. All Minnesota Gopher games. So this is obviously going to a Gopher collector. Usually can tell if they get a few tickets and it's all Duke, then with the Duke collector, you know, it's pretty easy to figure that out. So these are all Gopher tickets, so all different teams. 72 for the 16 Gopher tickets. This was cool. This is 2013. The Thurman Thomas, like a ring relic. I don't know the exact name of it. I never opened this product, but number to 50, really, really nice card. May have been a redemption based on the top sticker. That went for $24. Kirby Pucket. This is one of the earlier Relic cards. Back when you weren't getting a Relic, one a box, you were getting a, one a case maybe. Numbered to 100. It's a game used bat. 26 out of 100. This is out of 2003. And this was 29. We sold a Twins program. $10. And we sold 2 Minnesota high school hockey tournaments, one from 1980 and one from 1987. So, got that guy. One of them had John Casey played in the game, who was a former North Star goalie. And this is the 1987 one. The 2 went for can't find it. 64 for the pair. Most of the value came in the 1980. So let's look through it. This, that. I can't find one item. It's driving me nuts. Cornell Jacket. We sold it for 26. So I'm spending all this time looking for this stupid jacket that I didn't sell for very much. Once the inventory gets to be a decent size, fortunately, it's still pretty rare that I can't find something. But that's going to drive me nuts. But usually I just start organizing. Organization tends to kind of slide just a tad, and then if you can't find something, just start organizing. And while I'm cleaning, I usually come across the item that I'm missing. And then the last item was this 95 Topps Chipz Lot. Had a Bryce Harper and a Mike Trout in it. I didn't want to piece these out. I suppose you could. If I had like 1,000 of them, and half a dozen in quantity of, between 2 and 6 of each one, then I might do a variation listing, but I really didn't want to deal with this too much. So $30 for the lot. Got a big thing full of them. So there's some magnets in there, which were like the parallel. So whoever bought it got a really good deal. I was just getting low balls after low balls, and I'm going. I didn't price it very high because I want to get rid of it. So we sold that. That's what we got for today. Tomorrow during the day, I am going to shoot a consignment video. Our local picker, he just submitted a big lot of stuff. I only saw a couple items, but he usually has really nice stuff. So I figured I'd do another consignment video. And we are all set on the K-bid front in terms of having all of our documentation and getting all hooked up. The first auction should be live. I'm thinking maybe beginning of April. The first auction's gonna take some time. I gotta get contracts signed. I have to get the auction kind of set up for the first time. So there's templates that are gonna carry over to every auction, but I have to set up those templates for the first one. And K-bid wants to review those auctions before they go live, and I gotta negotiate time. I gotta figure out time. So there's lots of different components that go into it. I think what I'll do is I'll do a video about K-bid itself and sort of, you know, what I went through and what it all entailed. That's what I got for today. I'm gonna post this very late at night. So Monday morning you can give it a listen while you're taking your morning bathroom break. Have a good day, everybody.